Oh, it says you declined the video invitation. Let's try that again. Here we go. Okay, great. Here we are.
Oh, we did it.
We did it. We did it.
Always technical
it's
issues.
fine. It's fine. And we're just going to record this. We're going to upload it, and we'll just trim the beginning off so it'll look nice and clean. Just look like the way we wanted to organize it. I want to say good morning to everybody that's here. Oh, will you add me then if I didn't do something necessary? Please, I'm confused, but it's okay. Nikki O'Brien, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. If you can see us, and we can see your comments, all is good. I needed to add Nicole to the call so that you could see her pretty face, because she's one of our presenters. She's the big headliner of our little class today. So we want to talk today about the research study that was recently published on PubMed, and it was about COVID and essential oils. And we have to be a little careful with our language. So if you feel like we're speaking in tongue, it's because we have to be compliant. But I thought that it was a great opportunity for us to have a conversation about what the study means. And Nicole is a pharmacist, so she's going to be able to talk to us about the type of research that they did and what it means for us, potentially what it means for us. And then I'd like to be able to come back on and share some of the ways that I've been using lemon and geranium, which are the two oils that were featured in the study, and how I've been using them in my daily self-care. And then towards the end of our conversation, we have some exciting news for you about this pharmaceutical grade that was bestowed upon our lavender oil. And I thought, again, it was a great opportunity to talk to Nicole, since she is a pharmacist. She's also, of course, a wellness advocate, and she's put together a fantastic program called Start Living Again. So if you or someone you know and love is living with chronic pain, I hope that you'll reach out to Nicole, because she's really got a wonderful program. It really gives you an opportunity to explore all different types of modalities for self-care. So with that said, good morning, Nicole. And what can you tell us about this study?
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me okay? I had to switch over to my earbuds.
You sound good to me. I hope everybody else can hear
Perfect.
you. Yeah.
All right, good. Okay, so yeah, I love science and chemistry. I mean, I studied chemistry for 4 years in college to get my degree, but that was also 25 years ago. So I've been doing this job a long time. But I love to read this stuff, because in the pharmacy medical world, this is where drug research and development begins. And I love the natural aspect of it, because I know after all these years of being a pharmacist that drugs have side effects and they can be bad for you. And so being able to have potential natural alternatives is mind-blowing and amazing. And so when this study came out, especially in the midst of the pandemic, I just thought this is a really great opportunity. There's a future ahead for us. And I just wanted to kind of go over the science and explain what they did. So first of all, this was an experiment that was done in a petri dish. So that's very different from doing human clinical trials. That's basically the next step. They haven't completed that research yet. So there's going to be more information to come in the future, and I can't wait to see it and share it with everybody. So it's more about, self-protection, things that you can incorporate into your life that could very well have a real positive effect for you. So in this study, and I know that Wendy has posted the link in the group, so you can actually go back and read it if you're sciencey and want to have all this technicality. But so basically, what we know about the virus is that it enters through a particular receptor inside our bodies. So things that we know, I mean, then this is like whole other discussion, so I don't want to get too technical on the virus side of things, but just very simply put, you have a droplet that you've expressed, like sneezed or coughed, and put it out there into the air. You breathe that in, it's infected with COVID, then it goes into your lungs. Now, what they did in this experiment is they took epithelial cells. So epithelial cells are part of your membranes, part of your skin. It's like this coating that is literally everywhere in your body. It's on the surface. It's like the membranes inside your body. that coat everything in your stomach, your GI tract, your lungs, everything. And so on these epithelial cells, you have these, what's called an ACE2 receptor, and this is where the virus enters. It comes into through this receptor, is how it gets through the membranes into your bloodstream. Okay. So what they did is they harvested these epithelial cells from the actual intestinal tract of humans, and they put them into a petri dish, where they then researched the chemical properties of these essential oils to see if there might be any way that it would manipulate or stimulate or anything with these receptor cells, because this is a potential for controlling the virus or preventing the virus or treating it. This is future research, okay? And so they know after decades of research, the organic compounds found in these essential oils, they can break it down, they can look at it, they can see it, they know exactly what it does to the body. So as with any scientific experiment, you have a hypothesis, a theory. Okay, so now we have to devise an experiment to prove it. So we go into the lab and we put a petri dish and we try to prove this and collect data, which then gets peer reviewed. And then if they repeat the experiment and they get similar data and information, then that's good science.
Okay, so
that means we can advance.
I'm just going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
So this is a preliminary study for future study to consider if we should be investigating it further. Okay, got it. Great.
Yes,
okay,
yes. This is just one step in this entire process.
Got it.
Okay. So yeah, so they introduced the oils into the petri dish to see what it did to the receptor, the ACE2 receptor. And what they found was it caused a down regulation. And what that's a very technical word. And what that means is it caused your epithelial cells to produce less either activity or fewer receptors within those epithelial cells. Fewer receptors is a potential for less opportunity for the virus to enter into your body.
Got it. Okay,
that's what they found. Yeah.
And so they looked at 10 oils and they came up with these two that were down regulating. Okay.
The receptor.
Okay, great. Okay.
Yep. And that's, good science leaves you with more questions. Right? I mean, we found something that has really great potential here. So now we need to take it further. We need to go to the next step.
Okay.
And so that's kind of where we're at in this whole big process. Okay. And that's what I'm excited to see what comes in the future, what we find out.
I love that. So thank you for sharing that. Excuse me. And I hope that description of this study made sense to everybody. I know somebody on Kathy's group had said, well, it's not a clinical study. And so she wasn't giving it the high regard that perhaps I would, because I didn't really see that designation. What I saw was a potentially huge opportunity to use oils that I already have to continue to support my health. And like you, Nicole, I love and appreciate science. I have a background in speech and language pathology, so I was hugely interested in anatomy. I've been a fitness instructor. I love to teach people how to manage and ease chronic pain. And so I love that lane as well. But I also love wisdom. I love the wisdom that we share, the information that we cultivate just within our community. And so people were asking me, well, how are you using your oils? I have no way of telling you that it worked or it didn't work. So I have to put that out there. But I have to tell you that I had greater peace of mind, that I felt less stress because I have confidence in my products. And we know from Dr. Hill and Dr. Osgothorpe in our convention, they talked a lot about cellular protection. So I just felt like I was moving in the right direction by using these oils. So I'm going to just show you a few of the things that I did. The first thing that I did was I made myself a spray. And I have to confess that I did not have very much geranium to work with. It's not one of my favorite oils. It kind of smells like dirty flower water, when you've had flowers in a vase for a while. So I was happy to know that our Zendocrine oil had geranium in it. So I said, all right, I'm going to use my Zendocrine and I'm going to add some lemon. The study doesn't say that they need to be used together. As a matter of fact, it sounded to me like they were actually used separately in the Petri dish. I don't know. Can you confirm that, Nicole? Do you know if that was true?
Yeah, it wasn't 100% clear. I think they studied the 10 different oils individually, not necessarily as a collective.
That's what I think too. So I just said, well, if one of the oils is good, then two of them will be better. So I put them together and I did Zendocrine and lemon. And then my essential oil came and my geranium came, and I just added that to my spray bottle. So my recipe for this spray is about 10 drops of geranium and 10 drops of lemon in one of our 15 mil spray, is it 15? 10 mil spray bottles. And of course you can get these through the doTERRA back office in your shop page under accessories. And how I used it was I just sprayed it into my mouth because I just filled it with regular water. I don't have any alcohol in there or anything. I sprayed it into my mouth. I sprayed it on my mask. I sprayed it into my hair. Like I just used it kind of liberally. And it's not an unpleasant aroma. It actually smells very soapy clean to me. And I've had a Melt Method client who said, every time you come to my house, you smell so nice. And this is the only thing that I'm using. So it piqued her interest. I made her a sample using one of the 15 milliliter bottles and one of those cute little spray caps that you can get from some of the oil support companies. And I gave it to her as a gift and she was happy to have it. I did explain, I don't know, it just something I'm going to try. So there was one thing, I used it on the airplane. I felt very comfortable using it. The other thing that I did is remembering that these are epithelial cells and they're on your skin, they're inside your mouth, they're in your digestive tract, they surround all of your deep organs. They're a layer of protection. Isn't that right, Nicole, that protects? Okay, so I said, all right, well, I'm going to make myself a hand and body lotion. So I bought the doTERRA hand and body lotion, the unscented, and I put it into one of these little jars. I found a recipe that said to add 4 tablespoons of lotion and to add 6 to 12 drops of your essential oils. So I'm just going to add 6 to 12 drops of lemon and geranium into my container. I'm going to mix it up with a little chopstick, right? And then I'm going to have that with me and I'll put it on my hands. I mean, it's a beautiful product anyway. Let's face it, geranium itself has some wonderful healing properties. I looked up in my Essential Life book because I don't remember these things off the top of my head, but it supports your liver, your gallbladder, your pancreas, your kidney. Like who doesn't want to do that? Even if it's not going to do what this research study said, there are so many other benefits. It helps with blood issues and bleeding, cuts and wounds. I want to protect my skin. It's my first line of defense. So I want to make sure my skin heals from any cuts and wounds. It helps with hormone balance and low libido. So let's do that. Dry and oily skin and hair. It's a moisturizer. As a matter of fact, it's in your anti-aging moisturizer. It's in that hydrating, that thicker hydrating cream that we have. It's actually in there. It helps with body odor. Good to know. Because geranium is kind of strong. So maybe that's why you overpower your own body odor with geranium oil. So anyway, I was going to use it in a lotion. You can make a roller ball out of it. You can dilute your geranium, which actually for safety issues in Essential Life, it did say to dilute it. Put, maybe 3 to 5 drops of geranium and lemon in a roller ball, fill it with fractionated coconut oil, put that on the bottoms of your feet, roll it on your glands, put it on your chest. When you wear your mask, you're going to be able to inhale those aromas, those microscopic little particles right up into your nose, into your mouth. And that's where the epithelial cells are going to be protecting the rest of the body. So I thought that was hugely important to do. You could also make a diffuser blend and just let it run passively in your home. How nice would that be? Just a little lemon and geranium and just let it run. And again, it has that really nice, clean, kind of soapy smell. So those were some of the ways that I've been using my oils, remembering that geranium is in our Zendocrine, our anti-aging blend, and that hydrating moisturizer cream. So if you don't have geranium, but you do have those other products, you can start there, okay? And then why not? Why not try geranium and lemon? And of course, we all love lemon. Sometimes we forget about the benefits of lemon essential oil. It's good for your kidney and your gallstones. It's good for pH issues and lymphatic cleansing, which is so important as we head into the seasonal threat time of year. Edema and water retention, heartburn and reflux, congestion and mucus, a runny nose. It's got all kinds of things that it can help you with. I always love this one. It can also clean your furniture. So it's really helpful for so many different things. When I first started using essential oils, I remember Kimberly sitting with me and saying, you can't make a mistake. So again, people will ask me for specific recipes, and all I did was I looked up other ways to use my products, and I just slipped in geranium and lemon. So don't be shy, just go ahead and try them and have the peace of mind that you're protecting your cells from all kinds of threats, not just from this horrible worldwide health issue that we're dealing with right now. So if you have any questions about the study or how to use those oils, I hope that you'll just write a comment here, get in contact with us. We would be happy to speak with you. But I think you can feel confident to use your products and share them with some of your friends and family. The next thing that I wanted to talk about with Nicole was something that I thought was so fascinating. It made the hairs on my skin just all stand up. I was so excited about it. Dr. Osgothorpe and Dr. Hill talked about this pharmaceutical grade designation. Somebody's sending us a little heart. I love that. For our lavender essential oil. And I wanted to get Nicole's input on what that actually means to have this pharmaceutical grade. We have all kinds of essential oils. We have one that has a pharmaceutical grade. Can you tell us more about the significance of that?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it completely sets doTERRA apart from any other oil company out there, completely, because they've done it right from day one. And it's all about the potency, the purity, the quality, the sourcing, all of that science put together and processing done right from the very beginning. Right. So pharmaceutical grade, because we have this in the pharmacy world with any kind of medications that's approved by the FDA, you have to have like a standard of deviation where you can show that batch after batch in the recipe, if you want to call it that, is standard.
It's the same.
Yeah. It's right. It's the same every single time. So you always know that when you take that medication for that condition, that you're getting the same amount of medication every time in every single dose. Okay, every single pill, the way it's formulated. Right. That's what kind of pharmaceutical grade means. But to have that on an essential oil, what does that mean? That means that batch after batch after batch, year after year after year, they can show the standard of deviation is consistent when you look at the chemistry of the oil, the organic constituents, all those compounds are the same every time. Standard of deviation is for the lavender, I think it was like, and I'm just, don't quote me exactly, but I want to remember it was like 1.2 to 1.9%. I mean, that's huge. So they can show their lavender is consistent every single time. Every single time you get that bottle of lavender, you know exactly what you're getting.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
Every time.
And here we're talking about a natural compound that is exposed to natural elements of sunshine and water and drought, and yet they're able to figure out, they said they cracked the code to consistency within this natural product, which is huge. So going forward, what does that mean? How did that
means like they're moving forward with every single one of their oils and products is going to have, eventually they'll be able to show all the science and go through all of that approval to be able to say that about every
Isn't
single
that amazing?
one.
And so I would think,
and
if I were a researcher, I wouldn't choose a different company. I would choose doTERRA because my results are going to be the same. Think about the commitment to research that you have to have. Right? So you need to have the product be exactly the same, so that when you're setting up all these different parameters, right, it's the same product. It didn't change.
Yeah,
right.
And that's the same. That's like going into the human clinical trials that they're starting to do with doTERRA's products. You have to have that pharmaceutical grade first. You have to know what you're getting. So now when we do the human clinical trials, that's what's going to tell us how much, how often, how long, half-life, metabolism, kinetics, all the stuff that I love.
It's so exciting. And I did make a little star in my notes that Dr. Osgathorpe said that this was bestowed upon the lavender oil from the Journal of Pharmaceutical and Biomedical Analysis in 2021. So this is hot off the press. And it wasn't doTERRA that came up with this designation. It came to us as a gift because our products are so good. We're doing what other companies can't do. So again, another opportunity for us to feel very confident about the products that we're using, the consistency of the product, the quality of the product. And I just thought it was a good time for us to come on today and just talk about that study and use that as a jumping off point to talk about lemon and geranium and the high quality products that we're getting out of doTERRA and the pharmaceutical grade of the lavender. And don't hesitate if you have any questions, and we'd love to hear your success stories too. So if you have something to share, maybe you have a way of using your oils that we all need to know about, that we'd all benefit from. Anything else, Nicole?
I just wanted to, for the pharmaceutical grades, the lavender, that the sourcing, the way doTERRA sources these oils are so unique that they're so careful about it, that they've taken the middleman out. And we know that the middleman is what causes the adulterations and contaminations in the oils. And because of their process and how they do this, it's taken all the guesswork out. They have the real valid science to back it up. They have multiple independent research organizations reaching out to doTERRA to help them do the studies, help them do the human clinical trials, because the product is so huge. And they've been able to do that because of the sourcing, the consistency, the potency, purity, quality. Hands down.
Okay, I want to thank you so much, and thank everybody for being here. It's so nice to know that you're out there. Enjoy this beautiful fall day. It's just lovely out here, especially in Reno. How is it up in your neck of the woods, Nicole? Is it a pretty day today? Oh, she's making a face.
Kind of rainy. I mean, I like the fall. I like the cooler weather. I'm okay.
Okay, well,
it's
good.
Flannel shirt day. You know,
it's sweater weather. All right, everybody, have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right,
bye.